going to come and talk, who's a board member here at the school. He did food. That was his passion. I mean, he's a really smart guy. He got a degree in chemical engineering, but you know, he wanted to surf. He didn't want to go work in New York, so he started the Chart House chain, and then he went into several other restaurant chains, and right now he's involved in a company that makes real fresh, organic Mexican food, and he's very successful, and his businesses are on the mainland, and he's a real passionate guy, and you know, when he talks about the ability to succeed as an entrepreneur, he's coming from the reality of, you know, just being a surfer, being a sailor, starting a restaurant, being really good at it, and having the best, freshest food, and selling a lot of good stuff. So what about?
Education, philosophy.
Okay. Now, who hasn't? Has everybody responded? Who hasn't responded? You haven't said what you want to do.
I don't know.
Just thinking about it.
Maybe like food industry or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
For sure,
You think there's opportunities to create better tasting food?
but yes.
I think, you know what you could do? How about a food truck? A gourmet food truck.
Okay, I'll get on that.
What about your? That's your advice. Low food costs. What about you?
I don't really know either,
Yeah.
but I think the green energy thing is really cool.
Yeah.
And some research yeah. It's still pretty open.
Yeah. Good. Did you?
I'm either thinking engineering or business.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Dave, come up here. You guys must have some questions for us. Who has a question to ask us? Anybody have any questions about our journey? Because we still have a few more minutes to go, and I want to see if anybody can pop us a question. Yeah.
If you could go back and do something different in college that you think would have benefited you, like in the long run, what would you have done differently with your college experience?
I'm gonna start off with that because I have a good response for that. When I went to college, I was let's say 9th grade, 10th grade, I realized that I wanted to be a surfer. And I needed to, in order to be a surfer, I needed to have a good job that would give me the ability to have financial self-sufficiency at some point, and to be able to give me enough freedom to be able to control my destiny. So I was figuring I'm going to have to work for myself. So I started studying. I had horrible, when I first went to school at Hanhaoli, I couldn't hack it. So they pulled me out, went to public school for a while, and then I went to on Oahu, and then I went to Maryknoll. So I did 3 schools before I went to HPA. And then when I went to HPA, I figured out, hey, I better start studying, or else I'm not going to get into college. I'm not going to be able to surf. I'm going to be working at McDonald's all my life. But then in college, I started to take courses. I wanted to get into real estate. After my freshman year, I wanted to get into real estate. And I knew that was my passion. Just like Goodfellow knows what his passion is. So I started taking every class I could that would relate to real estate development. So I got a degree in finance, just like Mr. Asato. I audited classes in business law, drafting. I got a minor in real estate. So I took everything I could possibly take to prepare myself when I got out of college to step on the street and be effective. And then I went to work for a developer, because I wanted to be in development. And he says, okay, I'm not going to pay you, but I'm going to give you an office, and I'll give you a project. If you can get the project going, I'll give you a percentage of the action. So I became an entrepreneur right out of the box from college, having gotten this experience. And then I worked for another developer that actually paid me to be a project manager, so I saw the whole thing unfolding on how you do development. And then continued on being a self-employed. I've been self-employed. I mean, I don't even know what it's like to get a paycheck, because I've been self-employed for 35 years as a realtor. And fortunately, I have a really good assistant that helps me, and I have my daughters. Both the good girls are working for me now, so I got a nice little operation that allows me to surf and to go traveling, to do stuff, because I got things being taken care of by my daughter, my assistant, and my other daughter. So I would say, your question, I apply, instead of going back and regretting not taking business classes and stuff, I applied myself as best I could to getting as well prepared for that journey.
Okay, so I mentioned I went to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Chapel Hill, right? Good location, good education. Anything else about Chapel Hill you guys know? Basketball, that's pretty good. Anything else?
Jordan.
Michael Jordan, right? Anybody read like the top 15 party schools in the nation? North Carolina. So, yeah, so I would say priorities in college. I would say priorities for myself. I was lucky, you know, I went to a boarding school, so I came in with a really, really solid base. I could have and did get through the first year with my eyes closed. So I was lucky, but I would say, you know, I'm really happy that it was a liberal arts university, so I took a real broad range of classes, which I really encourage people to do. That's one of the things I wrote down that I didn't get to, but take a really broad range of classes. Like you said, take a finance class no matter what, take an economics class no matter what, take an art class no matter what. You know, really be broad, make sure you do that. But careful in college, because it's easy to get your priorities wrong, especially your first year, your first 3 years. Or 4. But anyway, so I think that's, for me, that was definitely it. But at the same time, you know what? There's not that social thing shouldn't be there. I mean, the social thing should definitely be there. Anyway, I'm not going to tell any more stories because my nieces, my sisters, I have 2 sisters and I have 4 nieces. And my sisters they're always like, why are you telling them this? Don't tell them that story. Like, that's the dumbest story to tell them. Like, tell them you went to college and it was all business. But anyway, so I think for me, that's probably it. Just watch your priorities, especially when you first get there. Balance it. It's just like anything else. Balance it. Go have fun, live life, all that stuff, but oh man, balance it. You can get out of control in a hurry.
I'm going to just mention a couple of things that work for me. Getting up early. I get up at 5 every morning, and it really helps me extend, you know, my effectiveness in everything that I do. And exercise. I think that it's good that you take care of your physical well-being, and that includes, you know, what you eat, how you live your life. So I think that if you have the vitality and you have the good work ethics, you know, it'll give you more time to do what you really want to do. And so I think that's important, and it's not difficult to eat well, and not expensive. And so I think just, you know, think about that, you know, cut down on I'm not going to say that I'm perfect, but, you know, if you never drank another soda in your life, it wouldn't hurt you. If you never ate another French fry, it wouldn't hurt you. I mean, if you just made choices that are good for you, you know, and get into a good pattern, it'll help you in doing the things that you really like to do. The other thing is, I think, you know, honor your relationships. You know, be pono with your relationships with your mates and your friends and your girlfriends or boyfriends. You know, just be very cognizant of what their feelings are and what their interests are, so that you're not just being a self-interest in your journey. You'll find that you'll be a lot happier, and the people around you are happier. And that's what, you know, Dave was saying. You know, try and make the people around you happy. Don't exploit the people around you. Don't take advantage of them. You know, just, you know, treat them as you'd want to be treated.
Any other questions? Somebody's got a question.
When did you know you wanted to do real estate? Like for a long time? Like, did you know in
You know,
high school?
that's a good question, because, you know, I was thinking about, I'm born in Hawaii. I want to stay in Hawaii. I love Hawaii. I love the people here. So I said, you know, hotel restaurant management. So I went to the University of Denver. I got into the hotel restaurant management school, and then I had a connection with the head of Hilton, with Kahala Hilton. My parents knew Bob Burns, So my parents said, hey, can you give our son a job? He's in the hotel school at University of Denver and he wants to see. So I figured, hey, Bob Burns, he's the top guy. He's gonna put me, I'm gonna go front desk, I'm gonna go food and beverage, I'm gonna do, look at the housekeeping. I'm gonna see the whole thing in the summer, Put me on the beach, picking up cigarette butts. That was my job every day. And I watched what was going on. I can say that I saved 2 kids from drowning by doing that. So at least, I can say that it was worthwhile the month that I stuck it out. But then after a month, I said, you know what? I'm over this hotel crap. I'm gonna go. I want to do something different. So I worked construction, and I got out of that school, and then I thought, hey, I'll go be a stockbroker because I can be independent, stockbroker. And the stock market was going up, and I thought, oh man, that's gonna be so much fun. Just like you guys picking stocks. I thought, oh man, I can wear my suit, and I can, make tons of money. And the stock market crashed. I said, hey, I'm out of that. So real estate. In fact, I would encourage you guys to consider real estate development because that to me is a great fun place where you can create environments for people that can work and play and live. And so I figured, I want to go into real estate, and that's where I focused on doing the real estate. And I love what I do. It's fun. It's I've helped a lot of people out over the years. I've helped Hawaiian people out, keep their property, give them good advice. I never calculate commissions. I calculate trying to help my clients, and that has a good return.
So I kind of fell into it. So you can tell my life is like this. So I said it wasn't a straight line, right? When I went back to business school, I actually was studying operations management.